Hello, I'm Burt Lancaster, back visiting my old hometown, New York City. This is the neighborhood of 187th Street and Arthur Avenue in the Bronx, not far from where I was born. It hasn't changed much. It's still a busy, crowded place of many racial strains, neither rich nor poor. New York is just a huge collection of neighborhoods, people working, worshiping, enjoying their hard-won leisure, or trying to. Recognize that fellow? His name is Marty. Never heard of him, hmm? Well, you will, because we made a picture about him. No, I'm not in it. It's all his. But this is a picture I'm proud to be associated with, and the name of it is Marty. I'd like to show you some scenes from it. It's the story of a Saturday night in a man's life. The preparations.
Oh, what do you feel like doing tonight?
I don't know, Ange. What do you feel like doing?
We're back to that, huh?
The phone calls. The heartache.
No, Marty, please.
I like you. I like you. I've been telling you all night I like you.
Marty.
All I want's a little kiss.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No, Marty.
All right. I'll take you home.
The pain. The plain, simple pain.
No, Ma, I don't want to go to Stardust Ballroom because all that ever happened to me there was girls made me feel like I was a bug. I got feelings, you know. I had enough pain. I'm going to stay home tonight and watch the hit parade.
You're gonna die without a son.
So I'll die without a son.
Oh, Marty, put on the blue suit, huh?
Blue suit, gray suit. I'm just a fat little man, a fat, ugly man.
You not ugly.
I'm ugly.
Marty.
Ma, leave me alone!
What are you doing New Year's Eve?
Nothing.
This is the simplest and the most beautiful love story I've ever seen in a movie. Harold Hecht and I produced this picture. Patty Chayefsky wrote it, and Delbert Mann directed it. And talk about stars being born. The performances of Ernie Borgnine and Betsy Blair make me proud to be an actor. And of the picture itself, well, I'm just plain proud.
Yeah, this one's not very good. It's not very, funny. I'm not quite sure if it was meant to be a comedy or not. I think there was comedy elements in there, but it was also quite kind of going for a
there was very...
as well.
It was obviously looking back in hindsight, it was like it was trying to be witty, like a modern film is, but obviously at the time I guess didn't. But there was natural dialogue that was just not natural at all and really forced.
See, I thought it worked quite well for the first little bit, for the first 15 minutes or so of the film, where Ernest Borgnine's having a conversation with his best friend Angie in the diner.
Yes.
I think the dialogue there worked quite well. It was quite sharp. It was what do you want to do tonight? I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. And they repeat it a couple of times.
And it kind of developed the characters quite well because it's oh, Marty's really unlucky in love, and that's what you got from that. And then Angie's but we've got to go find girls. Because do you want to go to the burlesque house and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So that kind of I think setting up all the characters and the central conflict of the the central concern of the film was quite well done. After that scene, he goes home and he talks to his mother, and his mother's like, "You need to find a girl." And then the scene before that is "You need to find a girl, Marty." So it's they reinforce it quite a lot.
It starts off literally with two women, one after the other, just going up to Marty in a butcher's, going "You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You don't have a girl."
I thought that was really well. I thought
It was a
might
good
have been
setup.
funny,
Yeah, it was a good setup.
Because like it was like one long conversation with this old lady, and then it's like straight after it was like, you should be ashamed, Marty. It's like you don't hear any more of the conversation.
Yeah.
It's like you know exactly what she's saying. Because Marty's like a fat schlubby idiot who's really ugly apparently.
But we both said 15 minutes or so into the film, there's a scene where Marty's on the phone and he's talking to this girl that he had met a couple of weeks beforehand, and he's asking her out, and you don't hear her side of the conversation, but you just see like his reactions, and you know that she's turning him down, and it's a really good scene. And we both said to each other, "Shit, this might be good.
It's got potential." Yeah.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that though.
It
'Cause
wasn't.
I love stuff like that because it's always you think of like, you know, the actor is just sat there, there's no one on the phone.
Yeah,
He's just
it's
acting all the
completely
way
empty
through
on the
it.
phone. Yeah.
Like-
We have a hard time sometimes just going like, "Hi, welcome to ABC's film" over and over again, you know. But this guy's got to do shit.
I was figuring on taking in a movie tonight, and I was wondering if you and your friend would care to see a movie tonight with me and my friend. Yeah, tonight. Well, I know it's a little late to call for a date, but I didn't know myself to... Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, what about... Well, how about next Saturday night? Are you free next Saturday night? Well, what about the Saturday after that? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I understand it. Yeah. Yeah.
There was a subplot involving Marty's cousin, who lives with Marty's aunt, wanting to get the aunt out of the house. So Marty says, or Marty's mother says, "Oh, she can move in with us," but that doesn't go anywhere. It's not resolved.
I think maybe the central issue there is obviously he's got a cousin and he's got a young wife and a young child as well, and then the mother's imposing, so it's like, okay, mum, get the fuck out.
Yeah, because
essentially, and go live somewhere else. And
at the end, the aunt does say to the mother, you know, "This is going to happen to you. One day Marty's going to find a girl and he's going to run off." But I think that's only in there so that at the end Marty can say, "Ma, why are you telling me not to get with her?" But it happens so late in the film that it's not a conflict.
That conflict isn't built up because like literally the first hour and 10 minutes of the film is like Marty hasn't got a girl. Marty gets a girl in this long date sequence, and then like the last 20 minutes of the film, are people going like, "You shouldn't date her. She's a fucking dog."
It's sort of
She's a
right
7 out of 10.
It's almost like as the guy was writing it, he was like, "Oh shit, I need to."
You need to wrap this up.
Yeah,
somehow.
so suddenly he just starts writing that everybody's calling her ugly and shit like that. Because at the beginning, I mean, that guy didn't want to go home with her, but nobody's saying that she's a dog or anything.
I mean, to be fair, the issue wasn't that she was ugly; it's that she was charmless and fucking weird.
And she was.
She was so gormless throughout the entire thing. Like, there's a scene when they leave the dance hall and Ernest Borgnine is like really talking to her over and over again.
Yeah.
Which I thought was overdone, and not particularly well acted on his part.
No, it wasn't. He's not a tremendous actor.
He was like, "Oh, that, you know, I'm going to let you get a word in edgeways," and then like he leaves it for like a second, and he's like, and something else about butchering.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
there
there
I
I
go."
go again." It's obviously like he's trying to be charming, but anyway, the point is like she looks just like, what's the PC word for it? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I don't.
She looks stupid.
Right.
Like she's got something really wrong
Yeah.
with her, but she's a teacher.
Yeah.
She has the same expression throughout the entire thing, and you can tell she's kind of happy to.
Even when she's crying at the
Yeah.
end, she's got the exact same expression. They've just sort of sprayed some water on her eye.
Apart from the one scene where she's talking to Marty's mother, like she kind of lights up then, which is the only time in the film, and when she's talking to her own parents, in fact, like she lights up in those scenes a little bit, but for the rest of it, she's not particularly convincing in that part. I found. I don't know what the actress's name is.
No, I don't.
But I don't recall seeing her in anything else, so
No.
nothing to compare it to. But she's not great in this.
She's not great. No, nobody is, really, to be fair. There's no like standout performance.
You're not going to look at Ernest Borgnine, but that guy's going places.
But he did.
I mean, to be fair, he was
in a David Zucker film in like 1998.
Remember when you had the crabs and the only thing that made you feel better was this lotion? Well, I found another use for it. It feels so good. It makes me want to sing. Just like that night we spent in the tattoo parlor in Chicago. Come on, baby.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for my car. Too sexy for my car. Too sexy by far.
There's this like terrible bit in the middle of the film because Marty leaves the Stardust dance room with the lead female who he's in love with.
Yeah.
Anyway, and like they go off on their day, and the guy he goes there with, his little psychic Angie, he can't find Marty throughout the entire film. So like half an hour of the film is this guy wandering around New York going,
Marty?
Marty, where's Marty? Hey Al, you seen Marty? No, I ain't seen Marty. And he looks really depressed throughout the entire thing, and it's just this sad little thing.
There's so much in this film that they could, like, none of the subplots are needed.
It's not a coherent whole. It's like there's these. Obviously, it's all about Marty and wanting to get with girls, and these guys want to get with girls.
Yeah.
But there's no like consistent like unifying,
Yeah.
like reason for all the different moving parts to be there. It's like here's these two characters talking,
Yeah, like
and here's this character wandering around doing stuff. And
the whole thing, the whole like conflict that's not there really just doesn't make sense. Just guy meets girl,
yeah,
and then the next day everyone's like, "Oh, that girl was a bit of a dog." Guy overreacts,
oh shucks, I don't want to date.
and
her
then it ends with him phoning her up. Spoilers. You're never gonna watch it.
now. Yeah, well, we don't know what happens after that. It's like the end of.
She could be like, "Oh no, sorry, everybody's been telling me that you're a dog. I don't want to hang around with you, Marty."
My boy Frank was 19 years old when he got married. What's the matter with you?
That's swell, Miss Fazio.
You should be shame yourself. Marty, I want a nice big fat pullet, about 4 pounds.
Sure.
I hear your kid brother got married last Sunday.
That's right. It was a very nice affair.
Marty, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. All your kid brothers and sisters married and got children. When are you gonna get married?
Like the change of Marty's change of mind doesn't really come from anywhere because like you say, for the last 15 minutes of the film, it's people going like, you don't want to date her, she's really ugly, or
Yeah.
she's going to sell the fucking house and stuff like that. And like he goes out with his friends, and his friends are like, they're talking about like, hey, do you want to go to the burlesque house? Do you want to go to the strip club? Do you want to go down to Fifth Row, whatever the fuck it was? I don't know. And Marty's just standing there like this for ages, like
Yeah,
obviously like going through it in his mind like, this is bollocks.
yeah.
And then he's like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna go call her, and that's the end of the film.
No, Marty,
Oh, I
please.
like you. I like you. I've been telling you all night I like you.
Marty.
All I want's a little kiss.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No, Marty.
All right, I'll take you home. All I wanted was a lousy kiss. Do you think I was going to try something serious? My mother coming home any minute?
I want to talk about how racist this film is.
It's not.
It's a curse to be a mother, I tell you. Your children grow up and then what is left for you to do? What is a mother's life but her children? It's a very sad thing when your son has no place for you in his house.
This film was, however, well, not necessarily the film, but the people in it were sexist.
Okay.
All of the guys in it were sexist, except for Marty.
They were all thirsty as fuck, weren't they?
Yeah, they were all sort of like, oh, I want to have that one. Look at that one in the flowery dress. Or like, you know, one of them's trying to get Marty to hook up with these nurses because the nurses are like a sure thing.
Hey Angie, anything good in there tonight? No, they're all dogs.
I thought you said dorks.
Dogs. It's like a consistent thing throughout the film. Dogs.
Right, I thought you said dogs. Oh, and then they refer to women as tomatoes. There's lots of tomatoes.
That's an
in there.
Italian thing.
That's got to be,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's like you got your pizza, you got your cheese, and what makes the pizza? Tomatoes.
Little bit of tomato
Hey!
sauce. They're just crushing up the women.
Yeah. Banter.
Hey, Mac, anything good inside?
There's a bunch of dogs.
It's not a dramatic film. It's not a comedy.
Yeah.
It's not. Doesn't go
It's
full
just
on either side.
Being.
It's just being. Yeah. It's just.
Whereas, as I've said many, many, many times before, a lot of people use the excuse, oh, that's just an old film. But this came after On the Waterfront. Or as you've mentioned, it came after It Happened One Night.
Absolutely, which is from 1936, 1935.
Yeah, I
or
don't
something
know
like
the
that.
exact year, but it won Best Picture, and it's a great like romantic comedy.
Drag certainly is too long.
Yeah,
It's like two.
but that's
2 hours
common
and 10
theme.
minutes,
That's
yeah.
one thing that this was great. Was
Sure,
yeah,
yeah.
it was short. It was only an hour and a half.
It does make me wonder kind of what else was released that year that this beat.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's like a legacy thing, like, oh, this director's been really good for a while, we'll give him like a Best Picture award. as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah,
to,
it could be.
But-
Yeah, because old movies are good. There's plenty of old movies that are good, and it's just a poor excuse when people just say, "Oh yeah, well, it's old."
Every
isn't it?"
old film you watch, you look at it and you go like, you have to kind of be aware that the film.
You have to have a filter, yeah.
Yeah, the film, the filmmaking techniques weren't quite as refined back then. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, the screenplays weren't quite as good. And,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not like screenplays were different.
I know what you
It was
mean. There's a different style to like
Yeah.
movies from the 50s and stuff, which you have to account for.
But like, for most of the films up until this point, I can kind of see why it won.
Yeah.
With this one, it's like one of the first ones that feels like a clear step back from what came beforehand.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is a really mediocre kind of. This is like The Artist, Like, it's not a great film, but it won Best Picture.
No, yeah, I see The Artist is better, but.
No, absolutely, but
yeah, I know what you mean. It's one of those ones where you look. I haven't seen Crash, but what everybody says about Crash, you're like, why the fuck did that win?
Yeah, it's like what was I talking about? Shit. It's like if La La Land had won last year, you've been like, if you were going through it,
La La Land.
That won. I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, this is bad. But...
Well, I mean, for like 20 seconds, it did win.
We lost, by the way, but
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. Come on, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture. Moonlight, Best Picture.
That was our review on Marty. Don't watch it. The review or the film.
Every night I bring her Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. How my baby loves those Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. I try to win her with candy, ice cream and custard. But how she likes hot dogs with mustard.